On June 3rd, the sun fired 3 times in 10 hours. Nobody on the evening news mentioned it, and it's not done. Right now, as you watch this, a sunspot the size of Earth is pointed directly at us. Scientists are calling its magnetic configuration beta-gamma, unstable, complex, and capable of firing without any additional warning. But here's what nobody is putting together. This isn't an isolated event. It's the latest step in a sequence that's been building for 8 days, with a second separate threat arriving right behind it that makes everything worse. Picture what that actually means. Your phone screen stays black, not because the battery's dead, but because there's nothing to charge from. Your car's electronics won't initialize, the traffic lights are out, the grocery store is locked because its point-of-sale system needs power it doesn't have. The gas pumps are offline, banks are closed, the hospital across town has switched to emergency generator power, which buys hours, not days. The sound of a city that should be humming is just silence. That scenario has a concrete mechanism, and there's one piece of equipment standing between it and your morning routine. A category of hardware that no government has ever bothered to stockpile. We'll get to that. Here's exactly what the sun did on June 3rd. Active region 4,455 produced 3 eruptions in sequence across 10 hours. An M9, 3 flare, then an M7, 7, then an X-class eruption, the highest category on the scale. X-class flares are what drive the most serious solar energetic particle events, the kind that can penetrate spacecraft shielding and, in a direct hit, push geomagnetic storms to levels that affect infrastructure. 3 of them, one day, same region. NOAA issued a G3 geomagnetic storm watch for June 4th and 5th. That's not a minor advisory. G3 means potential power grid instability at high latitudes, satellite navigation going unreliable, radio blackouts across polar flight corridors used by Atlantic Airlines every single day. Most people went about their week completely unaware. The coronal mass ejection from those eruptions reached Earth on June 8th, and here's where it gets interesting. It mostly passed us by. A glancing blow. NOAA recorded a mild response. KP levels at 2 to 3, well below storm thresholds. Scientists exhaled, but the region that launched those eruptions had already evolved into something new. Sunspot AR 4465 is active right now. Beta-gamma magnetic field, opposing polarities crammed together under sheer stress. When that configuration builds without releasing, the energy has to go somewhere. An AR 4465 is currently oriented to direct its most energetic output straight toward Earth. That's not the only thing coming. A large coronal hole has rotated into a geo-effective position alongside it. Coronal holes let fast solar wind stream directly outward at twice its normal speed. On its own, manageable. But when fast solar wind arrives just before or after a CME, the two interact, and the combined impact on Earth's magnetosphere can be significantly worse than either event alone. Space weather researchers said it plainly this week: the calm will not last. Now, that piece of hardware, high voltage transformers, the kind sitting in substations across North America, Europe, and Asia, converting electricity to the levels that run hospitals, water treatment plants, and data centers. Custom built, 12 to 18 months to manufacture, 400 tons each, impossible to mass produce on short notice. A severe geomagnetic storm doesn't just trip them offline, it physically burns out the copper windings inside, damage requiring complete replacement. There is no strategic reserve of spare transformers. In 1989, a G5 storm knocked out power for 6 million people in Quebec in 92 seconds. The grid was down for 9 hours. The 1859 Carrington event was estimated at 10 to 100 times more powerful. Today's world runs on GPS navigation, satellite synchronized banking, and medical equipment that assumes the power will always be there. But here's the part that doesn't get enough attention, and this is what should genuinely concern you. The sensor we depend on for actual CME impact data is the DSCOVR satellite, parked 1 million miles from Earth at the L1 Lagrange point. It measures the magnetic orientation of incoming solar material, specifically a value called the BZ component. That number is everything. A northward BZ largely deflects off Earth's magnetosphere. A southward BZ opens it up, allowing solar particles to pour in and drive the full force of the storm. That BZ reading, the single most critical number for predicting severity, doesn't arrive until the leading edge of the solar wind reaches DSCOVR. It tells us which scenario we're in between 15 and 60 minutes before impact. For a fast CME from AR 4465, that window is at the short end, 15 minutes. Here's what 15 minutes means in practice. It's not enough time to safely shut down a nuclear power plant. It's not enough time to move transformer equipment into protected configurations. It's not enough time for the hundreds of aircraft already in polar airspace to divert to safer routes. It's not enough time for hospitals to fully secure life-critical equipment and confirm backup generation is holding. Grid operators can begin manually reducing load, which helps at the margins, but the largest, most vulnerable assets in the system take longer to protect than 15 minutes allows. NOAA provides 2 to 3 days of advanced trajectory warning once a CME launches. What they cannot provide early is the one variable that determines everything, the storm's magnetic orientation. That number arrives at DSCOVR with the storm itself. This is why the 15-minute window is the actual problem, not the forecasting, not the detection, the physics of how fast the information travels. When GPS signals are disrupted, it isn't just navigation apps going dark. It's the timing signals that synchronize global financial networks, processing every card transaction. It's the aircraft keeping 900,000 passengers aloft over the United States at any given hour. It's emergency dispatch directing ambulances to the right address. A serious solar event threads through every system quietly made satellite-dependent over the past 30 years. Systems whose operators often don't realize they run on GPS timing until those signals disappear. AR 4465 is active right now. Fast solar wind is already on its way. The sun has fired 3 times in 8 days, and nothing about the current configuration suggests it's finished. We are in solar cycle 25's most active phase. The window is open. We've built a civilization on a magnetic shield we didn't design, protecting us from a star we can't predict. The sun has been striking that shield for 4.6 billion years. Sometimes gently, sometimes not. What's changed isn't the sun. What's changed is everything we've built underneath it. If NOAA sent an alert to your phone tomorrow morning, 24 hours warning, major solar storm incoming, what would you actually do first? Because that alert is technically possible. Whether anyone takes it seriously when it comes is a different question entirely. The sun doesn't run on our schedule, it runs on its own.